Lynette Foray, on behalf of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber, the Rhode Island Hospitality Association, and the Rhode Island Mortgage Bankers Association. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I will try to be brief, but I would like to start by saying thank you to DBR. I don't know if you said it in your testimony or not, but they have been meeting with the business community and various different meetings to discuss some of the concerns that we had, and they have tried to incorporate some of our concerns into the sub-A. Although I admit I've read it through once, I really do need to do it again to really get a full grasp on that sub-A proposal. To be really blunt, if everyone who used cannabis stayed at home, used it there, and then woke up the next morning and went to work, I wouldn't be sitting here. I don't think anybody would care. What employers really care about are two things: workplace safety and liability. Workplace safety, employers do not want to see any employee get hurt. And if they do get hurt because of a result of using a product, using cannabis, then it shouldn't be on the employer to end up paying for that through higher workers' comp rates, or if they choose to terminate the employee because it happens again and again, they shouldn't be paying higher unemployment comp rates either. So those are some financial concerns. Let's face it, if somebody's on a construction site, or you have a chef with a knife in the kitchen, or you've got a driver, or if you have someone that is handling the biggest financial decision that an individual makes by creating a mortgage, you want to make sure that that person, that employee, is at their best. They're thinking clearly, they're working clearly. The liability part is probably the toughest part that we have struggled with. One of the examples is a dram shop issue. If you are in the restaurant industry, you have your employees trained to deal with alcohol use and recognizing when somebody is intoxicated. You can't serve them. If you do, and they end up in an accident, then that individual can end up suing the restaurant. What we're trying to get a hold on is what happens if that person looks fine, they do not appear to be intoxicated, but they take an edible. And the combination of the two usually make driving on the road more dangerous than whether you're just simply high or simply intoxicated. We don't want to see that liability come back to a restaurant. We don't want to see it come back to an employer whose employee is driving to do a delivery. So those issues we still struggle with, and I do understand that there may be a new test out there. And I think once we have a test that really can measure, just like we have alcohol, we have 0.08, once we have that test, we may be having a very different conversation, but until such time as that test is ready for prime time, I think we're going to have these liability issues. With that, I'll stop. I think we're going to be submitting comments once we see the sub-A in more detail.
Lynette, thank you very much. Questions for Lynette? Lynette, thank you.